Hey guys!
Full yellow and red.
What's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Henry. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I have something very exciting to tell. Actually, last week I've dropped my first mismatched necklace drop on my Etsy and I was sold out in 17 minutes. You guys went crazy on that day. There will be a second drop for sure. I'm working on the second drop right now, and what I can say about the second drop, I'm gonna add bracelets actually. If you do not know what I'm talking about, so these are the mismatched necklaces that I created on this channel. If you want to check that out, you might want to check out my Instagram shop and my Etsy shop for more. Also, there's one thing I wanted to address. A bunch of people told me actually if I could talk German in one of my videos, and I was like asking myself or asking you guys if you would be interested in a German video. You can leave like in the comments below if you like that. Ich kann auch Deutsch reden, aber das Problem ist, dass ich dann total viele Untertitel einsetzen muss, weil mich keiner mehr verstehen wird. And yeah, that's like the huge problem I have when I talk in German. So nevertheless, let's talk about today's video. Actually, I've prepared a cool Converse embroidery. Again, I've embroidered Converse already once, but these were the 70 high tops, and they are, if you might know, have like a thick canvas where it's pretty hard to embroider on. So this time I'm going to try out to embroider on normal Converse, and I already shared a video on my social media about that, and you guys absolutely went wild about this. So I thought, like, why not share this on my YouTube channel in detail and show you how it's been done. So without further ado, let's jump right into the DIYing process. I almost forgot, we are going to embroider flowers, of course, on the Converse, since this is pretty easy and pretty fast, which are two things that I really like about DIYing things. We are going to do flowers today on that video. Regarding the materials, you do not need a lot of things. You only need an embroidery needle. It would be recommendable to use a metal needle since the canvas is a little bit thicker than normal embroidery fabric. What else you're going to need is embroidery floss. I've just ordered a embroidery kit from Amazon, which I'm going to tag in the link below, so you can guys check that out if you want to. And of course our Converse. And since I already tried on embroidering the 70 high tops, since I'm more personally a fan of the 70 high tops, of the style of the Converse and stuff like that, but since the canvas is a little bit thicker, I can fully recommend starting with a normal Converse pair. Regarding the setup, I first removed the laces, of course, because the laces might annoy you during the process and you want to have the process nice and clean. Then I'm going to set up my embroidery needle. What I can tell, if you want to embroider, the first lesson you need to know is always split your thread. Embroidery floss is always 6-stranded and we are working with 3 strands. So you divide your embroidery floss into 2 pieces. As soon as you have separated your floss into 2 pieces, you can loop your embroidery floss through your metal needle hole and tie a knot at the end of your axis of your embroidery floss. So as soon as you have set up your needle, we need to know, of course, where we want to put our flowers and how many flowers we want to put on. So I think the perfect amount of flowers to have on, if you want to work with the same size of my flowers, is 5 on each side of the Converse. I pencil down or draw little dots where I want to have my flowers. So as soon as we have set up everything, we can actually start the embroidering process. So basically we are using the French knot technique for the middle center of the flower and the lazy daisy technique, which is a lazy daisy stitch for the petal leaves of the flower, for the petals of the flower. I decided to do this in a sunflower style since sunflowers are my favorite flowers. I like them a lot. So we are going to start with the French knot technique. That means that we poke from the inside to the outside, then we pull the yarn through until the knot hits the end. Be gentle with that, because sometimes if your knot is too small, it might go through the canvas. Then we are going to wrap our embroidery floss 3 times around our needle in order to build this little French knot. So we twist it around our needle 3 times, and we hold the excess yarn, of course, to the canvas, down to the canvas to stabilize the whole stitch. And then we're going to poke down into the shoe again and pull it tight. What I usually do for this shoe, I'm using 3 French knots for the center of the flower, so I'm going to repeat this process for each flower 3 times. So we are going to poke from the inside to the outside. We wrap around our yarn 3 times around our needle. We hold it down to the canvas in order to poke down back into the shoe again, and then we pull it tight in order to finish up our second French knot. That we are going to repeat 1 more time. And what I can say is, for building a full flower, like in the middle of the shoe, you might want to do 3 French knots for the center parts, but you can spare or save up some French knots for the cutted part at the edges of the shoe where you only have half flowers or something like that. I always did 2 knots for the middle, so to save up some time and actually to work faster. You might want to use a thimble. I'm not using a thimble since I'm embroidering almost every day during the week. I already got like prepared, like my fingers are like used to it, and they do not hurt if I do that. I can fully recommend as a beginner using thimbles will help you prevent any pain during that process. Hey guys, Future Henry here from the editing. I forgot something to tell actually. Each time when you finish up your 3 French knots from the center part of your flower, you obviously tie a knot and finish up your embroidery, cut off the thread and move on to the next French knot and flower part. Alright, as soon as we have done all our French knots across the shoe, we are going to move on to the next stitch technique to build up the petal leaves of our flower. It's called the Lazy Daisy stitch. We also poke from the inside to the outside until the knot hits the inside of our embroidery. Then we are going to stitch directly at the same spot back into the inside again. This time we are not pulling it tight. We are going to let it loose, building up a little loop, which will be our petal leaf. In order to lay down this petal leaf, we are going to stabilize it with another stitch. Then we are going to pin down the loop by defining our next stitch, which is a little bit further away from the center part. Then we loop our needle through the little loose end loop that we created with our embroidery floss, and then we are poking back down again at the same spot to stabilize and finish up our petal leaves. So that's what we are going to do for the rest of our flowers. I'm going to build the star flower at first, and then I'm going to put 2 petal leaves between each of these star flower parts. I don't know how to describe it actually, but when you see it, you will totally understand. And what I can say is, if you stuck at some time with your needle and you cannot put it through, you can always use pliers as well. So this whole process actually took me about 2 hours, I'd say. So 2 hours for one of the shoes exactly. So if you want to do 2 shoes, you might want to take up a little bit, like a day or something like that, especially if you're a beginner. Take your time on that. Your fingers might hurt after a while, so take a break after this. Use a thimble if you want to. If not, break your fingers, I don't know. But be careful with that. And sometimes it also helps to use pliers, which is super easy actually. And now we are going to check out the final result together. And yeah, I can't wait to show it to you guys. Alright guys, so I have the shoes on right now. So these are the shoes. So what I can tell about the shoe is I always actually lace them up like this. So I twist the laces around the shoe because it kind of looks better, I guess. I really like it. It looks so cool. As I said, it looks so indie and kind of lovely and cool in that kind of way, and I really like how they turned out. And it's self-made, it's a fast and easy DIY, and it was lots of fun, and I hope you guys liked this video as well. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, feel free to give it some thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to do or want to see more embroidery videos and more DIY and craft videos in general. Also feel free to check me out on my social media linked on that screen. And yeah, I can't wait actually to be back in the next video with lots of new and very exciting tutorials and DIYs. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if I should talk German or not in a video. I'm pretty excited about that, but yeah, I see you guys soon. I love you guys. I'm out. Ciao.